Welcome back, everybody, to the YesPhonics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Cheyenne Adamson, and this is where teachers, tutors, homeschoolers, and educators everywhere come for valuable teaching information and insights. So we're back, and we're going to continue along this journey, if you will, of the Phonics for English manual, and I couldn't be more excited to keep on stepping, as they say. A quick word from today's sponsor, which is me. I'm sponsoring myself, if you can believe it. I just highly recommend anybody who's looking to teach the phonics, 72 Orton-Spalding Phonograms, English as a second language, or if you're teaching specifically to your K through 3rd graders, to go and check out our awesome, amazing, fantastic products in the description below. You can download them via the Fetch app cart or store that we have going. And you just pay through PayPal. I think you can pay through I think you can pay with a credit card as well. PayPal's the easiest. You PayPal them, and then they'll send you the product automatically via an automatic download. And then you can get started, a little bit of do-it-yourself action, and then you can just get started teaching phonics today. So go ahead and check those out. Again, the links are all in the description below. I've got a ton of them, a ton of products on there. I've got this manual that we're going over right now, actually, a full comprehensive K through 3rd grade English as a second language phonics for English manual, and I've got the flashcards. I've got a phonetic bingo game. I've got a creative coloring book. And did I say I have the flashcards? I've got them in black and white version and a full color version as well. And kids absolutely love it. As you guys know, kids have a rage for learning, and so they're just kind of soaking up information and knowledge like sponges. Number 4, English sound symbols / rule system. Sound symbol relationships and spelling rules that should be taught with the phonograms and spelling words are highly relevant because those that do not know them cannot learn to spell except by whole word memorization. And, as I mentioned in my last video and throughout a lot of my videos, I've been sort of like down on whole language. I'm not a very big proponent of it, although I do think it has its places. It has its place in a learning curriculum, in a teaching curriculum for students, because every student learns differently. But mostly, and personally, like, I actually really enjoy memorizing things, and I rely heavily on memorization myself, and that's kind of why I say it has a certain place in a curriculum somewhere. As you guys know, through my little title at the bottom of every video, I do some acting, and so I have to memorize a lot of scripts, and I really do rely on that memorization tool quite heavily. So it has its place, but for the most part, whole word memorization for students, especially K through 3rd graders, trying to learn the 1,300 most commonly used words in the English language, that's going to be pretty hard. Like, I'm an adult, so as an adult, you can use memorization to a certain degree of efficiency, and what you're doing, but its limits. Whereas with a child, I think asking them to memorize 1,300 words and what they mean and all that and how to spell them just from rote memorization is sort of asking a lot. But if you give them these tools, these like decoding tools essentially, that show them which phonograms make which sounds in which word, and in which order of use frequency, you're going to get a lot further ahead that way, and the child is going to get a lot further ahead in their reading grade ability and just their comprehension of the English language than you were if you were going to try to make them memorize 1,300 words. You know what I mean? So about 10% of students have enough photographic memory to do quite well with memorization of whole words, and I'm probably in that 10%, but it's a very small percentage. Around 30% lack this visual ability, and another 50% cannot perform this task well. So those numbers are huge. The failure to teach English as a sound symbol rule system causes sustained frustration, slow thought, low self-esteem, and failure for at least 60% of English writers and readers. Much less somebody, again, trying to be learning English as a second language. I mean, forget about it. You need to know what these specific letter combinations, i.e. phonograms, are saying, and which sounds they're using in order of use frequency. So, number 5, spell and write to read. Auditory processing skills can be more precisely and efficiently taught through spelling rather than randomly taught through implicit phonics applied to pronouncing words for reading. Phonics for reading alone give only approximate pronunciations for many words. Early learning of correct spelling patterns while avoiding programming of misinformation, such as invented spelling, allows elementary students to write with increased precision and creativity. As a result, they can then read at their interest and speaking vocabulary levels, enjoying quality literature with its obvious benefits. And yeah, again, that makes a lot of sense. Very, very a common sense approach, of course, but nonetheless important. If kids are reading books that are of their interest, I know I was at that grade level. I'm going to go off on a tangent here for just a second, you guys, so humor me, bear with me for maybe like a minute or so. One of my most fondest memories is, with my grandma, with Grandma Pauline here, who designed the program. And I just remember, laying in her lap, and she would read Harry Potter to me. And, I don't know, some people are down on Harry Potter, and they're not about it. But, just take Harry Potter, take any book that's going to be of interest to a child. And I just remember having so much fun, not only her reading the story to me, but then as I started going through K through 3rd grade, I was reading those bad boys on my own. And I remember the joy and the absolute a sense of accomplishment that I had of being able to read Harry Potter by myself and just getting so much satisfaction and having so much fun getting immersed into a world that was just so amazing and magical to me at that time. So yeah, I mean, kids are just going to have so much fun if they're able to read books that are interesting to them. And phonics is the tool that allows them to do that. So number 6, read to learn. The phonograms and spelling words are taught explicitly with a multisensory approach of seeing, hearing, saying, and writing them from dictation. Explicit phonics moves from the smallest parts to the whole. Students first learn the phonograms, which are the letters and set combinations of letters called multiletters, and their sounds. They then build and recombine them into syllables and words. This method is a complete sequential teaching method that unclutters and unifies English language arts. Direct. This method is direct, with an exact dictated dialogue for the phonograms and spelling words. The students use only paper and pencil and their minds. The mental work required of the students in applying their knowledge of the phonograms and spelling rules in writing from dictation builds a steady habit of great value. So there's a couple of things in there that I just want to touch on. Like that last part is 100% true. Like I remember just enjoying school a lot, having a lot of fun, just learning, taking notes, just being a diligent little worker bee, little study bee. And it did prepare me to just take higher education seriously. And so it does instill a great habit of a great work habit, a great work ethic in a student. But also like just the idea that they're only using paper, pencils in their mind. I did a video a while back, you guys can check it out. It's a fairly recent video. I did it a couple years ago just on, how much technology just kind of isn't helping kids. And I think we saw that the most with the Zoom classes with all these kids during the height of the, staying in for kids for learning from, e-school. Like the idea that you put a tablet or a computer or whatever in front of a kid and all this technology is supposed to help them, I just don't see the value in it to a certain degree. Obviously, like I have an app available, which is in the link of the description below, where you guys can use it on your iPhone or your Android. Actually, you can only use it on your Android, actually. But so, maybe I'm being a bit hypocritical, but technology can aid to a certain degree, but just plopping your kid in front of a computer or students in front of a computer and then expecting them to learn that way just because you have technology, I just don't see the merit in that. But, to each their own. When a multisensory approach of seeing, hearing, saying, and writing the phonograms and spelling words from dictation is used, then all students will learn whether they are a more auditory, visual, or kinesthetic learner. So it's got a little bit for everybody, which is awesome. A multisensory method has synergistic effect has a synergistic effect of addressing the stronger learning mode while reinforcing the weakest. It is effective for beginning, remedial, and advanced students. All students can quisply, that's a blooper if I ever heard one or saw one. All students can quickly grasp these essentials and apply them to any reading context and learn to read interesting literature. Number 8, single sounds. All of the phonograms, 26 alphabet letters and 46 multi-letter teams, say single-voiced sounds. Reading, which is blending or decoding, is the saying of a single-voiced sound in rapid succession. When the phonograms are taught, there is simply no need to teach the single-voiced sounds of hundreds of blends and word families. Blends are 2 or more phonograms blended together. Each letter retains its own sound value. So, for example, burr equals b plus burr. In this method, blending is learned in spelling and reading. Word families. Recitation of short vowel words at, bat, cat, hat, and long vowel words make, bake, cake, is a fragmented and incomplete process of learning to read. These spelling patterns are quickly and easily learned with the phonograms, spelling rules, and spelling words. Absolutely check out our ultimate phonics alphabet video in the description below. I think you guys will love that, and it will be a huge boon in your educational endeavors. So if you like and comment and subscribe, that will get these videos out to more people who might be looking for educational content like this. Without further ado, my fellow educators, this was a good one. I really appreciate you watching, and I do hope you have a great day, and be well, and stay classy.